Now at 9, Freeman Health System unveils its newest medical office facility in Joplin. Plus, with Missouri Republicans set to caucus tomorrow, we'll see how it differs from a normal presidential primary. And
Super Tuesday, the biggest day of the presidential nominating contest, is just days away. It's high stakes for Nikki Haley as GOP frontrunner Donald Trump gets closer to securing the Republican ticket. I'm Rebecca Castor in Washington with the latest on the race for the White House. Next.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Anthony Saviello. Authorities in Galena, Kansas charge a juvenile in a fatal hit and run. The crash happened on August 19th of last year. Authorities say a pickup driven by the juvenile left the roadway and struck 60-year-old Gary LaTurner, who was walking on the side of the road. LaTurner died from his injuries. They say the juvenile left the scene. That juvenile is now charged with leaving the scene of a fatal crash. Meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joins us with a first look at the weather.
So we are about average for this time of year, with our high today being 55. However, with this ridge forming over our area, we don't see any rain or snow for the next couple of days, but it is going to be a pretty breezy weekend. And temperatures do increase starting tomorrow. Pretty low, 41 as our low, and then we're going to increase to about 76 as our high tomorrow. Now, like I said, it's a breezy weekend. We see winds tomorrow evening gusting 45 miles per hour and upwards, and that's going to continue all weekend. However, it is going to be sunny skies, so it's just a bit breezy. We have this ridge forming over our area. However, we are tracking the next rain coming in most of the week next week, and I'll bring you more updates in just a bit.
All right, Lindsay, thanks. Student soldiers hit the road for a community-wide cleanup campaign. JROTC students from McDonald County High School spent the day picking up trash alongside the main road in Anderson, also known as Highway 59. Event organizers handed out some big compliments to the kids and their service.
Well, we try to teach them year-round that our job in the world of today is to serve. Even if you join the military, it's to serve. So we try to serve not only out in the community, but at the school too. We have a lot of different events that we help other organizations with.
The McDonald County Schools JROTC program can now boast over 100 students as members. Tomorrow, voters across Missouri will have the opportunity to participate in a caucus to vote for the Republican nominee for president. The caucus replaces the presidential primary election, which Missouri representatives did not vote to implement this year. Each county has at least one site where voters will meet. The chairman for the Missouri Republican Party says there are a few things voters need to know ahead of the big day.
There's no ballot process, so it's all what's called standing division. So you make your vote known by standing up and possibly moving to another section of the room.
After tomorrow's caucus, delegates will meet in April at the district convention to continue the process of nominating a Republican candidate. You can find more information about this year's election season on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. It's a high-stakes week next week in the race for the White House, with polls open in more than a dozen states, but that's not all. President Biden also gives his State of the Union speech on Thursday, where he's expected to pitch the voters the accomplishments of his presidency. Fox News correspondent Rebecca Castor reports from Washington.
The biggest day of the presidential nominating contest is just days away. It's dubbed Super Tuesday, when voters in 16 states will head to the polls.
We just need to be sensible. We need to figure out what's really good for this country.
The economy is one of the biggest things, the crisis at the border.
On the Republican side, both Donald Trump and Nikki Haley are far from locking up the nomination. But with Trump leading in most states, Super Tuesday could get him pretty close, even as he juggles courtrooms with the campaign trail.
I will be tough, and I will be fair, and I will be seeking to make America great again.
But Haley says as long as she's competitive, she's staying in the race. She picked up delegates in Iowa, New Hampshire, and South Carolina, and raked in another $12 million last month, keeping her campaign well funded.
We don't anoint kings in America. We have elections. and everybody has the right to decide how they want to use the power of their voice.
Next week is not only high stakes for Republicans, but for President Biden as well. He gives his State of the Union address on Thursday, a prime opportunity to show off for voters.
It's my hope and expectation that what we will hear from President Biden will continue to be his vision for what the next several years will look like.
Nikki Haley has not committed to staying in the race past Super Tuesday, but has squashed rumors that she's interested in running for a third party. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
The Biden administration announced yesterday it would delay a key part of its signature climate plan until after the presidential election. The Environmental Protection Agency said it will move forward with finalizing standards to cut emissions from existing coal and new natural gas plants this spring. However, the EPA said it will cut existing gas plants out of the proposed regulation and begin work immediately on a separate rule for existing gas plants. Firefighters in Texas are desperately working to contain massive wildfires that have killed at least 2 people. The Smokehouse Creek fire is now the largest in Texas history and has burned more than 1 million acres since Monday. More help from state and federal fire teams is expected in the area today. Coming up, a new group in Joplin aims to help families of children with Down syndrome. A new center is located across the street from Freeman Hospital in Joplin. It's a new facility that spans more than 30,000 square feet and houses physicians specializing in neurosurgery, urology, and dermatology. Freeman Health System says they invested more than $10 million in the building to help expand services for patients.
It's a brand new building to the Freeman campus. It brings new access to care. It's convenient, safe, very accessible here on our campus.
The new building is now officially open to the public. Representatives of Freeman Health System says the building was constructed with future growth in mind. Down Syndrome Group of the Ozarks is now in Joplin. Their goal is to become the leading resource of Down syndrome information in the area. The Springfield organization supports parents, caregivers, and individuals with Down syndrome. KOAM's Fernanda Silva sat with a very special family who already joined the organization and tells us their story.
Right when he was born, it just got quiet in the room and nobody said anything for a little while.
The reason for the silence was an unexpected diagnosis of Amanda and Bryce's Wooderman's 6th kid, Down syndrome.
It was hard. My husband was right away, excited about it and okay, we can do this. And I was a little more, I was crying and what does this involve?
After learning all about Down syndrome, the Woodermans decided to dive in deeper. This is Sutter, and this is Rusk. When you look at them, you might think they're twins. They were born only 7 days apart, but on 2 different continents. Besides sharing the fact that both of them have an extra copy of chromosome 21, now they also share their parents.
We go, hey, we have a big family, we have a lot of love that we can give, so why don't we bring another child with Down syndrome that can be a part of our family and be loved as well.
After a year-long process, the family flew to Serbia to bring Rusk home. And then they were 9. But they're not alone in the challenges and celebrations. 1 in every 700 babies in the United States is born with Down syndrome. Based on that number, the Down syndrome group of the Ozarks estimates that about 80 families in Joplin have a member who deals with the condition.
It can be lonely, and we want to make sure that no one is alone or feels alone.
That provides a lot more resources and connections, and we can get to know other families, and learn from the older ones what's worked and what's best.
The group that is starting in the Joplin area already has more than 40 families, and they hope to expand.
We want to make sure that other siblings of a child with Down syndrome, they have each other, and that the individual with Down syndrome, they have other friends with Down syndrome, and that the parents have friends who have children with Down syndrome.
I just feel like we were just blessed and lucky to get to be a part of this world. with them in it.
There's a phrase in the Down syndrome community called the lucky few, and we really do feel like we are one of the lucky ones, to be able to be blessed with them in our family.
In Joplin, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
To learn more about Down syndrome and about the Down syndrome group of the Ozarks, go to our website, koamnewsnow.com. Lindsay is next with a complete look at your forecast. And later, Fort Scott High School and Independence square off on the hardwood for a ticket to the state tournament.
Well, that cold front that passed a couple days ago did drop our temperatures down a lot. Now, we've been having a chilly couple of days, but it's looking up. As we move into the weekend, it is going to be gorgeous. We see clear skies outside right now, taking a look at our Cornell Complex camera downtown Joplin. It is going to be a breezy weekend, winds gusting from the south, but we don't see any rain or snow on the forecast, not until Monday morning. We'll bring you more updates in just a bit. Starting tomorrow morning, 41 as our low, but it's going to get up to about mid-70s, so a lot warmer than what we've seen the last couple of days. Now, our weekend forecast, we're seeing sunny skies most of the weekend, but the winds do pick up, so it's going to be a breezy weekend. Now, temperatures Saturday in the mid-70s and Sunday in the 80s, so I'm looking forward to the 80-degree temperatures. Like I said, though, these wind gusts are gusting pretty fast, upwards of 40 to 45 miles per hour, and in some areas, 50 miles per hour. Now, the faster winds are coming in a little later Saturday night into Sunday morning. So if you're not out and about Saturday night, you should be fine. But these winds are going to stick around all the way through Monday. We see rain come in Monday morning around 10 a.m. That's when the winds do start to die down for the rest of the week. Now, we have a ridge forming over our area this weekend, and as I've said before, that ridge is bringing in high pressure, so sinking air, warmer temperatures, and winds from the south. So that is what gives us these nice warm days. Now, the next system we're tracking comes in Monday morning, 10 a.m. We're going to see it start to pull from the south, so it's still going to be a warmer, rainy system. That's coming in around 10 a.m. We're going to continue tracking it as it turns into possible thunderstorms, and we're going to take a closer look as it starts to make its way in Monday morning, 10 a.m. Most of the central counties getting some light rain. As it moves off to the eastern counties, could develop into some possible isolated thunderstorms, and we're going to see a clearing for a little while, but this is going to be going on all week long. We're going to see showers and pop-up thunderstorms due to the instability at the surface. Here we go again. Thursday, 10 a.m. we see some thunderstorms and some rain pretty much the entire area. That's going to continue all day on Thursday and into Friday morning. So pretty much all week is going to be chances of rain and thunderstorms, but this weekend still sunny. However, we do see winds picking up Saturday night and Sunday. Most of the day Sunday, they do start to die down as we move into Monday, along with those rain chances picking up. But next weekend will be good and sunny again, so we just have to get through one more week of rain. Like I said, thunderstorm chances. Clears out Friday, we do see some clouds, and then Saturday, Sunday, still in the 50s, but will be sunny again with more chances of rain on Monday.
All right, looking forward to that good temperature. And if you're a fisherman, you're looking forward to those good temperatures. Trout season began in Missouri today. Neosho Parks and Recreation kicked off the season this morning at Morris Park. Anglers enjoyed the first day of March by the water as they looked to reel in some big catches. The Neosho Fire Department opened the season with the siren at 6:30 this morning. Start saving early coming up. We'll have tips to help you maximize how much money you put away for college. Chrysler is recalling some Jeeps with potential steering wheel issues. The recall included more than 338,000 Jeep Grand Cherokee LS with the model years between 2021 to 2023, as well as 2022 to 2023. Grand Cherokees. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration reports bolts in the vehicle's upper control arm may have been damaged during the assembly process. The agency says damaged bolts could cause the upper control arm to separate from the steering wheel and cause loss of steering. College tuition costs continue to rise. It's important for parents to start saving and planning early for their child's education. One of the most common saving plans is a 529, and there are some new changes to how these accounts work that may make them more appealing. Jen Sullivan breaks down what parents need to know.
When it comes to saving for college, there are 3 types of accounts parents should know about. Savings account. Your child can use the money for anything, and there's no penalty for withdrawals, but the interest you earn may be lower than other options. Custodial account. No withdrawal penalties as long as the funds are used for the child. Returns are taxed at the child's tax rate. The account can't be transferred to someone else. 529 plan. Your money is invested over a period of years. Any return you earn is exempt from federal taxes. If you direct the funds towards educational expenses, your withdrawals are tax-free. Tony Durkin with Fidelity Investment says 529s offer great benefits.
A 529 is a great tax advantage way to save and pay for qualified educational expenses.
New this year, unused money can be rolled over into a Roth IRA.
That was a barrier to entry for some folks to get into 529s because they didn't know what would happen with those unused money.
Here's how that works. The 529 must be held for the designated beneficiary, in this case your child, for at least 15 years. The transfer amount is subject to IRS limits. It's $7,000 in 2024. There's also a $35,000 lifetime cap for each beneficiary. The tax benefits are a big selling feature.
Every state's different, but a lot of states offer a state tax deduction for contributions made to a 529 account.
And when it comes to savings, contribute as much as you can and often. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Millennials could become the richest generation ever by the year 2044. That's according to the Wealth Report by global property consultant Knight Frank. The research says that that generation is expected to inherit roughly $90 trillion worth of assets over the next 20 years. The report also says the number of people in the U.S. worth at least $30 million increased 4.3% last year compared to 2022. Up next, we'll meet a couple who picked an unusual venue to say their wedding vows. 2 lovebirds in Kentucky said "I do" in a spot not many will consider the best venue, a store's bathroom. Logan and Tiana Abney tied the knot inside a Hop Shop's convenience store in northern Kentucky with their friends and family present. The pair first planned to get married on the 4th of July, but had to cancel. Tiana joked about having the wedding at the shop where she worked, and her boss was all in. They say this spot is unique, besides its common purpose. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports coming your way. Another school in Kansas is looking to make the switch to a 4-day week. Plus, Pitt State hosts its annual jazz festival with this one marking half a century of musical performances.
You're watching the 4 States Most Watched News.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Anthony Saviello. Another Kansas school district looks to make a change to the school year. USD 309, that's Nickerson in Reno County, is considering the move to a 4-day school week. Gabriela Hernandez spoke with the principal of Nickerson High School and shares why the district is looking for community feedback.
We haven't heard really anything negative about 4-day week.
Nickerson High School just one of 5 schools in the district looking to make the switch to 4-day school weeks. Principal Rick Blosser says he hopes this will positively change the environment at the school.
And the enthusiasm of the students, of the teachers. You know, if you have great enthusiasm and great morale in the school of teachers and students, you know, it'll drastically change your school climate.
Blosser says the district is really looking for the opportunity to keep great teachers for students.
And we're really not looking for this to be a savings but more of a recruiting and retention of good teachers.
31 Kansas school districts have already shortened their school week. Elk City is one of them, making the change in 2016. Superintendent Martin Burke says rural areas can sometimes be at a disadvantage, prompting the change.
Being geographically located where we are is an hour away from the nearest Walmart, and families and students having to take almost full days out of school to go to dental appointments, healthcare appointments, etc.
He says overall, if a district is considering the change, to remember one thing.
First and primary reason we're here is to educate our students with a high quality and free and appropriate education for all.
The sound of jazz music filled Pitt State today. The university hosted its 50th annual Jazz Festival. It started in 1974 with just 14 bands, but has now grown from 70 high school bands from across the region coming to perform. This year's event is also headlined by the Matt Cattingham Big Band.
Yeah, so throughout the day, every band will have a time slot. They'll get to play for our judges, and the cool thing is they don't just play for judges, but they get a little clinic, so they learn something and they get some feedback. So every single band gets a clinic, gets feedback from the judges, and then they get to hang out in Pittsburgh for the day, and everyone comes here to the concert in the night.
Past festivals have been headlined by big names including Doc Severinsen, Maynard Ferguson, Louis Belson, and the Count Basie Orchestra. The answers to some math equations are the limit does not exist, and for a Tulsa high school math league team ranked #1 worldwide, that's accurate. As Scott Martin reports, the students have a real passion for problem solving.
There's one common denominator with this group of 15 students who are part of Dove Science High School's math league team. They all have a passion for problem solving.
Solving a problem just makes me feel like just into the problem. Like finally figuring out the last step into the problem. That's why I joined Math League, because it was like really tricky problems. And you're like, oh man, I'm so close. But just figuring out that last step and you're like, oh, that's the answer. And you're like, you put it in and you're like, yeah, that's 100% it. That's the best feeling in the world to me.
A recent math competition put their knowledge to the test. The team is one of 2 ranked #1 worldwide, putting their school and Tulsa in an international spotlight.
I didn't even realize we were doing that good. We were just trying our best, just a small school from Oklahoma, just trying our best. And then to figure out we're #1 in the United States, so a tie with someone in California, that's an absurd feeling to feel about just doing what we do every single week.
They spend hours working practice problems to train for the competitions. Their teacher lets them know if they got the answer right or wrong.
Okay, I was close. Yeah, it's very close. So try again.
Well, the math competitions, you're under pressure and you're just thinking it all through. But in the end, when you get it right, it's just the best feeling ever.
The team's algorithm is pretty good too. They've been a top scoring team in the state and the nation for 2 years in a row.
It's really rewarding for me knowing all my hard work and dedication to this club and this competitions. It's really paid off for me.
Using formulas and plugging in numbers here and there, they know they're going to get a single answer. But the team says they're learning so much more than the answer they come up with.
I was not really a big fan of math. I just love the experience of solving the hard math questions. It develops my critical thinking skills.
The team hopes their global recognition helps get others interested in math and show how it can be fun.
It's the National Day of Unplugging. A bit later, we'll celebrate by showcasing some screen-free toys promoting family bonding.
Well, that cold front that passed a couple days ago did drop our temperatures down a lot. Now, we've been having a chilly couple of days, but it's looking up. As we move into the weekend, it is going to be gorgeous. We see clear skies outside right now. Taking a look at our Cornell Complex camera downtown Joplin. It is going to be a breezy weekend, winds gusting from the south, but we don't see any rain or snow on the forecast, not until Monday morning. We'll bring you more updates in just a bit. Starting tomorrow morning, 41 as our low, but it's going to get up to about mid-70s. So a lot warmer than what we've seen the last couple of days. Now our weekend forecast, we're seeing sunny skies most of the weekend, but the winds do pick up. So it's going to be a breezy weekend. Now temperatures Saturday in the mid-70s and Sunday in the 80s. So I'm looking forward to the 80-degree temperatures. Like I said, though, these wind gusts are gusting pretty fast, upwards of 40 to 45 miles per hour, and in some areas 50 miles per hour. Now, the faster winds are coming in a little later Saturday night into Sunday morning. So if you're not out and about Saturday night, you should be fine. But these winds are going to stick around all the way through Monday. We see rain come in Monday morning around 10 a.m. That's when the winds do start to die down for the rest of the week. Now, we have a ridge forming over our area this weekend, and as I've said before, that ridge is bringing in high pressure, so sinking air, warmer temperatures, and winds from the south. So that is what gives us these nice warm days. Now, the next system we're tracking comes in Monday morning, 10 a.m. We're going to see it start to pull from the south, so it's still going to be a warmer, rainy system. That's coming in around 10 a.m. We're going to continue tracking it as it turns into possible thunderstorms, and we're going to take a closer look as it starts to make its way in Monday morning, 10 a.m. Most of the central counties getting some light rain. As it moves off to the eastern counties, could develop into some possible isolated thunderstorms, and we're going to see a clearing for a little while, but this is going to be going on all week long. We're going to see showers and pop-up thunderstorms due to the instability at the surface. Here we go again. Thursday, 10 a.m. we see some thunderstorms and some rain pretty much the entire area. That's going to continue all day on Thursday and into Friday morning. So pretty much all week is going to be chances of rain and thunderstorms, but this weekend still sunny. However, we do see winds picking up Saturday night and Sunday. Most of the day Sunday, they do start to die down as we move into Monday, along with those rain chances picking up. But next weekend will be good and sunny again, so we just have to get through one more week of rain. Like I said, thunderstorm chances. Clears out Friday, we do see some clouds, and then Saturday, Sunday, still in the 50s, but will be sunny again with more chances of rain on Monday.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. Coming up in sports, Aurora and Mount Vernon girls basketball battle in the district championship. Plus, Labette County and Chanute girls basketball play for a spot in state. John Dales has highlights from those games and more up next.
It's championship night across several levels of high school basketball in Kansas and Missouri. In sub-state and district tournaments, 8 of our local teams play for championships this evening, so let's go through all of them. In front of a packed crowd in the Tiger Dome, Fort Scott and Independence. Winner goes to state. Tigers start fast. Long pass from Allie Brown. First shot blocked, but on the second chance opportunity, J.C. Rogers gets the bucket and the foul. Tigers up by 6 in the first. Second quarter now, Brown from 3. That's good. Lead back up to 6. Independence would not go away though. Madeline Bashir lines up a triple of her own. That ties the game. We'd be tied at half. Third quarter, Tigers up 1, making a 4-point lead. Claire McElroy with a big night. She hits that one from beyond the arc. Lead stretches to 9 early in the fourth, but again, Bulldogs never say die. Tion Johnson gets the hoop and the harm, but this night belongs to the Tigers. Keegan Yarick with a clutch triple in the final minutes of the game, and Fort Scott will go to state. The Lady Tigers are sub-state champions. They win 50-39. Raucous environment in Altamont for Labette County and Chanute. Winner goes to state. Starting the night inside, Caton O'Brien fights for the first 2 points of the game. Now Grizzlies playing ferocious defense with a full court press and trap, resulting in a turnover. Then, once Labette County gets the ball back, Landry O'Brien snaps the pass inside to Nevaeh Jones, who scores the easy 2. Grizzlies rolling at that point. How about a little inside-out game, finding Addison Rexwinkle for the long ball. Now the Comets respond. Ashley Haviland with the answer from deep. Then the 3 ball gets contagious. Sarah Uner doing her part from deep. 3 more for the Lady Comets. They're not finished. Hand down, man down. Peyton Shields for 3. But the answer on the way. O'Brien sinks it from the top of the arc. Levette County runs away with it. Grizzlies win 62-44. They'll advance to the Class 4A state tournament. Moving over to Mount Vernon High School, the girls Class 4 District 12 championship tonight between the Lady Mountaineers and the Lady Hounds from Aurora. Mount Vernon home tonight. Lady Mountaineers facing top-seeded Aurora. Opening quarter of this one, Alyssa Birch hits a 3. Lady Hounds lead by 6. On the other end, Mount Vernon gets on the board here as Emily Schubert makes the layup in transition, but from that point on, Aurora takes over. Second quarter, McKenna Hall gets the floater to go on the baseline. Then just before the half, Kylie Cole steals it away. No one's there to stop her. All the way to the hoop on the other end. Lady Hound Dogs really pull away. They lead by 25 at that point. Into the second half, Mount Vernon not going to quit. Addie Hall drives in, gets a tough shot to go. Closing seconds of the third quarter, Jalen Ernest beats the buzzer with a 3-pointer from the top of the key, and Aurora cruises the rest of the way. Lady Hounds beat Mount Vernon 48-9 to claim the District 12 title. Some more scores from across the area. Pittsburgh boys basketball has had an incredible season, but it comes to an end in the Sub-State Championship. Purple Dragons fall 68-48. Missouri girls high school basketball, Nevada's season also ends tonight. Lady Tigers lose to Notre Dame de Sion 45-37 in the district title game. But how about this from Liberal, though? The Lady Bulldogs march through. The playoffs continue. They beat Appleton City 54-41. They'll go to state, the semifinals for the first time in school history in Columbia on Wednesday night. Then in Class 3, El Dorado Springs girls hoops is one of the Final Four standing for the second year in a row. Lady Bulldogs win 61-51. They head back to state. That's a look at sports. Back with more news after this.
Today is Global Day of Unplugging, a holiday which encourages adults and children to disconnect from the electronic world. Out for parents who need ideas on how to keep their kids tech-free, the Toy Insider's editor-in-chief, Ali Merjeski, offers a list of toys for unplugged family fun and bonding. Here's Fox's Ashley Dornick for the story.
The Toy Insiders shared their list of screen-free toys, games, and activities for family fun on Global Day of Unplugging.
We're going to see a lot of toy makers really lean into creating toys that don't require any sort of apps or screens or too advanced technology, just to make play and a little bit simpler for families.
Parents can help their kids build succulents with the Tiny Plants Lego set.
Those construction sets really get kids to be building things up, and even adults, working with their hands, using that spatial reasoning, all those great STEM skills while having fun.
Make game night a smash hit.
Pickleball Blast offers fast-paced fun and puts a spin on the popular sport.
Pickleball Blast is a tabletop game which is really great for indoor play because it comes with 2 paddles that kids use their thumbs to hit the pickle back and forth across the net. They're trying to flip the pickle lids over. When they flip 2 over, they score.
Crayola's Bluey and Gabby's Dollhouse Color Wonder Kits can inspire creativity.
They're great for at home. They're great for on the go. They're just really amazing because they are truly mess-free. So when you color with the Color Wonder markers, they only work with the special Color Wonder paper. So this is a perfect way for kids to get that creative energy going.
And little ones can get outside and play in the fresh air with the Coco Melon 10-inch balance bike.
These are for kids ages 2 to 5 usually that are just learning how to ride the bike. So it doesn't come with the pedals. It's just teaching them balance.
In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Imagine only having 25 birthdays after 100 years have passed. Coming up, we'll meet an Oklahoma woman who did just that. It's not every day a person turns 100 years old, and not every person can claim a leap year birthday. Ryan Gillen tells us about one woman who combines the two into one big special occasion, and some interesting math.
Are you 25 or 26?
I'm 25.
A 25th birthday is a big milestone to celebrate. Mary Lee Forsyth may not look like your typical mid-20s gal.
I was born on leap year.
That's because her birthday only comes around every 4 years.
February 29, 1924.
Mary Lee is actually 100 years old.
Mary Lee is one of 5 million people celebrating a birthday today. To put that in perspective, that's less than 1% of the world's population.
Members of her family traveled from all over the country because they don't get many chances to celebrate on the actual day. She was showered in hugs, cards with well wishes, and lots of photos. She says she's in disbelief that her 25th birthday is already here.
I'm not quite sure that I feel 25 yet.
When February 29th wasn't on the calendar, Mary Lee says she still made time to celebrate.
I had 2 brothers and 3 sisters, and if one wanted to go someplace and take me, that was the day I celebrated my birthday. So I got to celebrate more than one every time there were no 29.
She says she's not going anywhere yet. She still plans on attending her church, singing with her choral group, and going to DAR functions.
I just like living. My aunt lived to be 107, so I'm not ready to check it out yet. I want to stay here as long as I can.
Who says 100 can't be the new 25?
100 or 25, whatever it is, happy birthday. That's our time for tonight. Thanks for joining us. We'll leave you with a video of newborn meerkats at the San Antonio Zoo. From all of us here at the KOAM station, have a great night.